In today's shave, I'll be using Club Baccara by The Club. Coming right up. Welcome back to the Lather Hog channel. If this is your first time here, I'm so glad you stopped by. Today's video isn't so much a review, but rather just a shave with a new product that recently arrived, and that is Club Baccara by The Club. So The Club is one of 3 brands from Peter Trakalis, which also include The Shaving Shop and Ariana and Evans. While Club Baccara isn't a new scent, it is featured in the new K2 or Kaizen 2 shaving soap base. Now, Club Baccara is a release I've been waiting for a while now to get restocked, so I was really excited when it was announced it was coming back, and it was a bonus that it was going to be in a brand new soap base. One important note is that this K2 base isn't available to the general public yet. It is for only members of the club, which is a subscription type service that you pay, for every 6 months or more if you wanted to. Membership grants you early access to certain releases as well as exclusive offerings like this one. Also, because this is important to some folks, I did buy this set with my own money. So the scent on Club Baccara actually is inspired by a really popular fragrance called Baccarat Rouge 540 by Maison Francis Kurkdjian. We'll get more into the scent itself as well as my impressions on the soap once we get into the shave, but let me first show you some of the other gear we'll be using today. For the razor, we'll be using the Carve Christopher Bradley on plate C, and this is loaded with a Gillette Silver Blue blade. For the brush today, we'll be using West Brushworks M17. And I just want to say how happy I am that West Brushworks has come back. Derek and his family are safe and sound. They recovered from a fire that destroyed their home and obviously put the business on hold for a little bit, but he came back with a vengeance, is turning brushes like a crazy man and still offering them at quite a reasonable price. I featured West Brushworks a lot on the channel, and now that he's back in action, I definitely encourage you guys to go check out his site and see what brushes he might have up for sale. And of course, we'll finish with the matching aftershave splash of Club Baccara right here. All right, so we are lathering up right now. And we have 2 days worth of beard growth going. And this is my second use on this soap. And I will start off by saying that this is a very thirsty soap. Kaizen was thirsty, this one's thirsty too. And what that basically translates to is you can go with a pretty light load on the brush, because you're going to be left with like tons of excess lather if you go for more than a 20-second load. Granted, if you use larger brushes, a longer load won't hurt as much. But I think I went for about 30 for my first shave, and man, I could have done another 3 shaves probably with the amount of lather I left over. So as I mentioned before, this one's a scent dupe, or inspired by scent, and I want to first put up the official scent notes right now. And what's funny is that I can't pick out any singular note from that list. Kind of the impression that my nose gets is this blast of sugar that's reminiscent of cotton candy. That's really what hits you up front, and what follows is kind of a complex blend. I think I get some of the sandalwood in there, but it kind of settles into a sweet, complex fragrance. Complex, just another word. It does smell like a fragrance or a cologne. And I am one to be wary on sweet fragrances, but I quite like this one. And right out of the gate, my wife was a fan too. So that's always a win. I should have a few buddies I know that they say that their wives, this is among their favorite scents. So I guess that holds true for me as well. And what's interesting to note is when I asked my wife what, off the tub, what did it remind her of? She said strawberry champagne. And yeah, I can get that vibe. There's something elegant, something, I don't know, formal or classy or just dressed up. It really works, especially with a name like Club Baccara. I just associate Baccarat with classic James Bond movies, and anyone who's seen Sean Connery, that era of Bond, they play lots of Baccarat. Men are in tuxes, women are in elegant gowns, and yeah, this scent totally jives with that. Now I know a lot of folks who are probably tuning in today want to know about this new soap base, and I do have to speak honestly in that wasn't a big drawing point. Again, I've been waiting for this scent to come back, and that's the main reason I got it. But I know folks are, or rather, certain wet shavers are always looking for, what's the best out there, what's the latest. And Kaizen truly is a really solid base. It's amongst my top 5 at the very least. But it's been a while since I've been chasing soap bases particularly, because I've definitely settled into thinking it's pretty hard to find a bad soap in the artisan scene nowadays. And on top of that, the Kaizen soap base is just fantastic, and I was like, how the heck is that going to be improved upon? So chasing the latest and greatest was not on my agenda. And just as I've been shaving with this, trying to note, what's improved, I know at least from the owner artisan, Peter, he wanted to work on post shave as well as some other metrics of shave soap. The other thing I didn't mention before is that this new K2 base, while available on a few limited releases, it's not going to take over the Kaizen base, which is honestly, it's still pretty new, and not even most wet shaving enthusiasts have tried the base yet. I know folks are still trying to get around to it. So I'm definitely all for letting folks try that out first before replacing the soap base. I, for one, am not supporting too quick of soap base changes. Especially, you see some guys, when there's a new, like the scents stay the same, but a new soap base comes out, they dump, on various forums, Facebook and whatnot, they dump all the old formula just to rebuy their favorite scents in the new formula. And I'm not really in support of that. Just because it's not, there are improvements, usually from version to version, but it doesn't usually warrant a total, house cleaning of perfectly usable gear. And it's just not something that I've done, personally, where, oh, I love this scent, I'm gonna dump the version in the old soap base just to get a new one. Even in my newbie days, it just didn't seem like a good stewardship of money. Really enjoying this scent, really happy on that front. So just to recap on the scent side, my wife got strawberry champagne. I got cotton candy fancy cologne. But just to kind of wrap up that thread, as far as this K2 base, it's not taking over the Kaizen base. At I think Peter mentioned at earliest next year, maybe it'll make a mainstream rollout. So, if you're buying directly from A&D, if you're buying from from another online retailer, don't be asking about the new K2 base because it's not rolling out to the masses yet. Now, as far as some housekeeping things and just a little update from me, you've probably noticed that videos have slowed down, and in general social media has slowed down too, and that's because school started up again. Both my young kids, they are fully remote, so they're on, it's a 7 and a 5-year-old on laptops, luckily provided by the school, respectively. And it's this guy's job to make sure everyone gets onto their Zoom meetings, does their work, and can power through. Because, man, I'm sure high school kids, college kids who are virtual, it's tough. But for little kids who, as quickly as they can figure stuff out, still need a lot of help. So I do also wind up shaving a lot less. Like the gaps between days I shave have widened since September rolled around. And honestly, I'm just drained at the end of the day. So I believe I'm still committed to releasing weekly videos at the very least, and on a more productive week, if I can crank out more than that, I will. But I guess for the time being, you guys, as new viewers or old-time viewers, you can expect at least weekly videos for the time being. As I'm sharing observations in addition to updates, I will say that in both shaves, this soap does warm my face a little bit, and some very, very mild tingling. And this can be attributed to what generally is a very strong scent strength from the club soaps, the club, A&D, and Shaving Shop. I would say here this is a scent strength of about 7 or 8 out of 10. So what warming of the face or slight tingling, it's either, for me, it's a sensitivity to the scent strength or one of the components of the soap or fragrance. I just want to note it because I know other folks have experienced this. And if you have more sensitive skin, then I definitely, it's definitely a case of buyer beware. It is very, very mild though in what I'm experiencing. And I do enjoy the scent a lot, that I'll personally put up with it because it goes away after the shave's done. Yeah, so as I was saying before, life is pretty busy right now, and it's slowed things down. It's even been a bit of a learning experience for me. I realized that I keep myself to a schedule and a certain routine and certain expectation for output, especially when we're talking about content creation. And I think I had to let go of having a 2 to 3 video, kind of schedule, or even a 5 out of 7 day Instagram type schedule. All those kind of things I was able to do before, had to take a bit of a step back And I mean, it's good. You know, I think I could just reprioritize things, figure out what my bandwidth truly was. And on top of that, even though some new product has trickled in, that also slowed down. And, you know, as unfortunately community engagement, I'm still around. I mean, you know, you guys can always message me, leave questions for me in the comments, but in general, I had to take a step back from that as well. And the good thing is I was able to enjoy, you know, some of the products that are in my den, use things a few more times, really get acquainted with it. So, you know, there's a silver lining to all this. We're gonna finish today's shave with the matching Club Baccara splash. So give this a good shake. The scent strength on this is also quite strong. I think I never really used more than 3 or 4, you know, shakes out of any of these aftershaves. It's the evening when I'm shaving right now, so I will typically catch whiffs of the aftershave in the morning still. So yeah, it's scent strength. You know, it's definitely a plus if that's what you're looking for here. All right, so that's gonna do it for the shave. Again, we're using Club Baccara today from the club. A really enjoyable scent. The base, again, I was really happy with the original Kaizen base, the new K2 base. It might take further testing, but you know, I'm just really happy with the products I have. You know, I'm in a place where I'm really content with my products right now. I'm not looking, not lacking for anything as far as performance wise. So, you know, unless a shave soap is gonna cook me dinner, give me a back massage, and you know, cuddle up at night, there's not much more at this point in time that I'm looking for. Even just appreciating, you know, more value products. So, is this an improvement? That remains to be seen. I can tell you that for my purposes for this purchase was for the scent. It's a banger. I really enjoy it. I enjoy it enough where there's a slight warming to my face. Not so much with the aftershave, actually just during the shave itself with the soap. I can overlook those minor issues with no problem at all. Well, that's gonna do it for me. Now, I still wanna hear you guys. I know I'm busy, but I still check out for comments. It might just take me a little bit longer to get back to. So let me know, what are you using? What are you enjoying? You know, whether it be a shave soap, aftershave, hardware like razors and brushes. Let me know what you're enjoying in the comments below. I want to thank you guys so much for your time in watching this video. I thank you for all your love and support, and I hope to catch you next time. Take care.